Hi, we are going to go through the procedure of replacing a broken string on a Bravo Medium Cajon. The Bravo Medium Cajon, just like the previous standard Bravo model, has the feature of having only the top part screwed and the bottom part is glued. Therefore, it is not possible to remove altogether the front plate. First of all, what you need obviously is the replacement. So you need a guitar string with metal core. You need the kind of gauge that goes from 0.40 inches up to 0.42. Okay, so once you have the string, all you need then is a screwdriver to remove the screws on the top. In this case we have a machine here, tape measurer, and maybe a marker, but not necessarily so. Let's see how we go through the steps. So first of all, let's unscrew the front panel. Okay, so the next step is removing the internal tape. Most cajons have some kind of Velcro or tape that we put in order to muffle the overtones from the guitar strings, because at some tuning there can be an overtone that can become quite annoying buzz with a determinate note that we don't really want in our cajon playing. Okay, now the next step will be unscrewing the bottom screws for the tension of the block. In this case, with a screwdriver. In some other cases, you might need an Allen key, depending on which model. Okay, so now we have removed the bottom screws. So the tuning block comes undone. Now what we have is the broken string that we will remove for good. Okay, so here's the broken string. Now let's get the other bit of the broken string which is left inside. Now this is quite an important thing to do. We need to measure, before we replace the new one, how long this string was. Therefore, we need a tape measure, and let's measure this bit, which happens to be 7 centimeters, and the rest from the broken bit up until the knotted bit, where the knot was. So in this case we have, this is a Bravo Medium, we have 80. Okay, 80 plus 7 means 87. So we take the new string, and measure it up to 87. Okay, here we go, 87. Now we can mark it, or we don't really need the marker. What we can do also is, at 87, just bend the string in such a way that it's obviously the section where we need to place the next note. Okay, so now let's start again the mounting procedure. We need to place this string from the back up to the front, from the same hole. Okay, this is not too difficult. Right, now the next step will be passing this end of the new string inside the other hole. Okay? There we go. Now we have the end of the string just outside from the hole. Now, on certain model, all you need to do is tie a knot right where the bending or the mark was. In some other models, like the older Bravo, we used to knot the two strings together. In this case, you would get the other end of the string and knot them together where the mark was. And then proceed to put them back into their V shape. So the joint will be at the middle, the joint of the two strings. We should make sure that they come out more or less at the same height, because then you will know that the tensioning block will come down evenly. So now we have these two ends which need to go back trapped by this and tension back. Okay, how do we do that? We take back the screw and we put it inside here, one at a time. Now we take the block and you will see where it's marked. This is the part that goes right onto against the plane surface. So we take that and we put just one at a time. You will see. The objective is to keep it with your thumb just behind the hole so that you can introduce the first screw and catch it, trap it between the block and the screw. The same thing you will be doing with the other part that is left. This part here, same thing. You trap the string between the screw and the tuning block. Simple as that. Right. So now the strings are trapped again by the block, and now it's a matter of giving back some tension to this block. Let's make sure that the tension on each side of the strings is similar. Not to say the same, but you know, if you feel that there is more pressure on one side, try to compensate. This is the good moment to do it. It's time to put back the screws. Okay, now once we have this back into shape, we proceed to put some tape. Now we have our own DG tape, but any tape will do. I suggest masking tape, which is particularly resistant, and I also suggest that you put 3 or 2 at the minimum sets of tape. One at the bottom, one at the middle, and one at the top. The one at the top is the one that you may do without, if you like a more snarey, rattly kind of sound. So now we have the cajon back into its original condition. We need to tune it. Now, how to tune it? My personal advice is, how to tune it, is to have the stringer not too tight and not too loose. The optimal tension is somewhere very near the moment when the strings lose their irregular shape. So my advice is to untension the strings, and then apply the minimum tension required to give it a straight V shape. This way you won't have any unwanted buzz. You will have a presence of snare without being out of control. And that's it.